Hello my crafty peeps, it's Cheyenne from PixieCrafter.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so if you're looking for a demonstrator, I would love for you to choose me. Contact me with any questions that you have, whether it be Stampin' Up! Or anything crafty. I will do my best to answer your questions. If there are any current Stampin' Up! Products you would like to see me demonstrate, go ahead and leave a comment and I will do what I can to accommodate your requests. Welcome to Tips and Techniques Tuesday. We are going to be working with the new embossing paste from Stampin' Up! You can get the paste. They also have some palette knives in it. These aren't the Stampin' Up! Palette knives. I'm an artist. I already had palette knives and I didn't see the need to order more palette knives for me because I've got enough. Alright, so those are things that you should have. There's also the Pattern Party masks that they're just fantastic to begin with. You can do so much with these. You can, use your Stampin' Right markers and actually draw. You can use your ink pads with the sponge daubers, the sponge brayers, the Stampin' sponges, so many things. You can ink them and you can use the spritzers, lots of different options for the mask. So there's this fun little diamond pattern, or a lattice work, depending on how you look at it, right? And then we've got the brick work, always good to have brick, always a nice background. We've got these fun little clouds, which will go very nicely with the Lift Me Up stamp set and the coordinating dies. And wouldn't this be cute for like kid layouts and cards and stuff like that? I look at this and I think Andy's bedroom from Toy Story, but I'm a Disney fiend, so yeah, I'm gonna see Disney and everything. And then we've got this gorgeous medallion that will absolutely wonderfully coordinate with the Eastern Medallion Suite. So let's get started. I've also pulled out some Dazzling Diamonds glitter. Any of the glitters, there's Dazzling Diamonds, Silver, and Gold that you can get from Stampin' Up! And you can use this with your embossing paste for some gorgeousness. You can add re-inker to this. Actually, they're not called re-inkers. Your ink refills to this to actually tint it whatever color you want. I only have the neutrals in the refills, so don't think I'm going to be doing that, but it's nice to have that option, isn't it? And I've got some masking tape and some different cardstocks that we're going to be using. So right off the bat, this stuff is, it's pretty thick, but not too thick. Hold on, let me get a little comparison going, shall we? Alright, here I have the Ranger texture paste, and I love this. This is definitely a little bit drier than the embossing paste, so it's nice that it's not the exact same thing, because what fun would that be? The texture paste, I do feel like it gets a little bit thicker. I definitely feel like for my mixed media and stuff like that, this is kind of my go-to. But for card making and stuff where I don't necessarily want all of that texture, when I want a smoother result, this embossing paste is pretty awesome. Alright, let's start out with a little bit of fun. Alright, so I've got the cloud one, and let's get let's see, I've got a piece of, I think it's Dapper Denim here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm working on a silicone mat because I do feel like that's kind of important. You want some sort of silicone matty sort of thing going. Alright, I'm just going to get this tape down, but I'm not going to go crazy because I don't want to cover up too much of the actual surface. You could kind of wing it and hope for the best, and not tape down the cardstock, but I always find I get a little ambitious and active, so I want to go ahead and make sure that I have everything taped down very well. Alright, I'm going to use this offset guy. Am I? Yeah, I'm going to use the offset guy. I like these guys better for this sort of projects. So I'm just gonna, oh, like butter. Well, maybe not like butter. That's really, really melty butter. All right, so all you're going to do at this point is just go over it, give it a nice thin coating or thick coating, whatever you want. Now, I will say that once you are done with this step, you are going to want to clean off your mask. You do not want to let this set up, because that is just, that's not going to be fun, not at all, to try to clean that off later. And you do want to take this off while everything is still wet. All right, nice fluffy clouds, right? Now we're going to go ahead and delicately lift this off. Here we go, fluffy clouds. All right, I'm going to let this dry and go wash this off while I can, and then we'll be back for more. All right, let's go on to mask number 2. I've got a piece of basic gray cardstock. I went ahead and used masking tape to get that down. I've got the brick over it, and I've decided let's go ahead and color some of this. So I'm just going to take some of the embossing paste, pop it right on over here. I think that's going to be a good amount. And I'm just going to drop in some smoky slate. So this is going to be kind of a tone-on-tone effect. Now keep in mind that your inkers are very, very potent. They're very pigmented. Oh, all right, getting that all nice and mixed up. If you wanted, you don't have to mix this all up completely. Like, leave some of that variegation going on, and it can be a lot of fun. Maybe even get kind of a marble effect going. All right, now I'm just going to go ahead and take it and do like the same thing. Just run it over. Anyone else think Pink Floyd The Wall whenever they see a brick wall like this? It just, you have to, right? All right, we've got that nice and evenly coated. You don't have to evenly coat. You can just like smear it on here and there and get a wonderful effect. I wanted to show you like the full-on effect. Now I want you to imagine this mask with the stockings set from for Christmas. Put it on a piece of Whisper White cardstock or Very Vanilla. Use some cherry cobbler or real red re-inker to color the embossing paste, and you can have like a real wonderful brick look to this. Oh, look at that. And there is some, it's raised up, so it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm going to get this cleaned up and then we'll move on to the next one. Here we have our last mask, the little diamond pattern onto some basic black. And we're just going to give this a nice coating just like we've been doing with all the others. I do have to say I am a big fan of the consistency of this. It is very easy to get it to spread where you need it to. Like, you don't have to fight with it all that much. So that's nice. I do feel like this is going to be very user-friendly. Any skill level. You don't have to have any special talents here. It might take some getting used to with like the palette knife and just the different angles that you can hold it at to get different effects. But that's part of the fun, right? You get to play around. Alright, you see what I did there where I've got, you know, a lot built up on certain areas? That's going to give some of these a higher profile than others. So that's a fun way to get even more versatility out of all of this. There we go. I mean, just that alone is just gorgeous. Get that out of the way. Alright, now while this is still wet, I'm going to take and sprinkle the Dazzling Diamonds glitter over it. I'm going to try to do this without making too much of a mess. So I'm actually going to grab my tweezers. There we go, and sprinkle this on. And since it's wet, you're going to get a nice little shimmer and shine to it. And feel free to use any of the glitters. They're all going to be pretty gorgeous. Alright, so I've got that coated with glitter. I'm not going to worry about tapping off the excess right now. I'll wait till it dries and then tap off anything that's not actually adhered on. And can we just take a moment to talk about Dazzling Diamonds on a black background? You get this wonderful rainbow kind of holographic effect. It's not a true holographic. Well, maybe scattered. I don't know. That you start getting technical and I'm not completely sure. So, just a whole bunch of loveliness. Alright, we'll get cleaned up and then we'll come back. Okay, we've got everything nice and dry now. So, this glitter one is all finished. I won't be doing anything else to it. I do kind of feel like maybe next time I'll mix in the glitter with the embossing paste and see what results I get then, because I don't know, I kind of feel like there could be more glitter actually in there, but it's still a nice fun sparkly background. Love that. I've now got glitter everywhere. Alright, and I'm going to keep this brick background just as it is because I like how neutral it is, and I think I'm going to do some like flowers and stuff like that to kind of offset that rough brick look with a soft floral. Like, I think that would be really cute. But now we've got these two, and I want to color these two, and I think the best way to do it is going to be with your aqua painter and your ink pads to color them up that way. This is, like, it is a smooth texture, but I'm thinking any sort of spongy. I'm concerned that with like the sponge dauber, it's going to start to roughen it up a little bit. You could probably do your watercolor pencils. Actually, let's try a little bit of watercolor pencil. Oh, let me get some of these guys out. Alright, let's do, so yeah, we'll do this guy with the watercolor pencils, and we'll use our aqua painter and our ink pad on that one. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and color this with my watercolor pencils, and then we'll come back and we'll have some fun. How about that? Okay, so I have decided that the markers are your best bet. The watercolor pencils, they're fantastic, but it is a bit more subtle. It is a definite like light pastel watercolor effect. And what I found is with the markers and the embossing paste being kind of porous, you can get a nice layered effect. So what I did was I took two colors. So like here I've got Melon Mambo and Rose Red. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to color it in, and then to build that depth, it's so easy. I'm just going to go ahead and wherever I want that extra depth to be, I'm going to go ahead and color that in. And it's going to soak in a little bit. So it's going to kind of blur on its own really quick, and then I'm going to go back over just that area in between with the Melon Mambo again, and it's going to give that nice little dimensional ombre sort of effect that is so gorgeous. Alright, and then yep, just that little area where they meet. You don't even necessarily have to do this. I just think it adds just a little bit more blending to it, but it's just so nice. I will say it takes a little bit of time to dry, so don't put your hand over the top of it for a little bit. I had a oopsie where I got it on the side of my hand, and then I put it down, and you can, maybe you can see I had to sand it off over there and to clean it up, but it was saved. It was saved. But yeah, look at that. What a fun little effect. Can you see that extra shading going on? Super easy. Shading for everybody. Love that. And like I said, the watercolor pencils, they do work, but it is a softer color. So here we've got our clouds, and I've got soft sky, and I want to add just a little bit of depth to these. So I've got my aqua painter and my soft sky, and I'm just going to very lightly go in underneath these clouds, just almost like a nice little scribble to them, because I want them to feel like it's not just two-dimensional. Give it that extra little feel to it. And then we'll see how that works with the embossing paste being porous. See what that does. Can you imagine using the embossing paste over like an ombre background for this, especially for the clouds? So like do like a sunset, or yeah, I actually think I would do like sunset colors and then put the clouds over it. Like that would be gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. You know I'm a fan of making it yourself. Oh, alright, this is a very subtle effect because we did use the soft sky. If you wanted to make more of a storm cloud, go ahead and with your basic gray. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see. Let me see if I can get some light, but I don't want to flood it either. But there is some little soft dimension going on with the clouds. So that was fun, wasn't it? And this is just the embossing paste and the masks. Totally drew a blank there for a second. So imagine all the different ways that you can use these masks with your inks and your spritzes and all of that. Lots of different options. Loving the embossing paste. And the embossing paste you don't have to use with the mask. You want some like stuccoed little, dimension, go ahead and use your palette knife and kind of smear it over. And that's going to give you a nice look. If you want a nice background or something, go ahead, tint it different colors, have fun with it. I am so in love with the possibilities of this, actually using your markers on it. So wonderful. All right, that is it for today's Tip and Technique Tuesday. I hope it didn't go on too long for you, but I wanted to show you the masks and the embossing paste and all of that fun stuff. If you liked what you saw, please go ahead and like and subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to my channel again and again. Feel free to leave comments. I love getting your input. How would you use the masks and the embossing paste separately, together? I'd like to know. Let's see, full list of the products I used can be found in the description bar, along with links to my website and my online store that you can shop at 24/7. While you're visiting my website, you can sign up for my monthly newsletter. And you can also, if you are a U.S. resident, you can sign up for my birthday club, and I will send you a handmade birthday card in your birthday month as a show of appreciation for supporting my small business. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Those links are in the description bar as well. That is it for today. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye!